What's up, y'all? So, if you're like me, you've been having a pretty good time playing Valorant like most other people on the internet these days. During your quarantine, we have fucking nothing else to do. It's been going pretty great, and a lot of things I like about CSGO have been like kind of transformed a little bit in this game, and like it brings back a lot of these similar concepts. And I know one thing that I really enjoyed in CSGO was planning out smokes and all that and executing sites. But unfortunately, Brimstone exists, and you can kind of just do it with like, you know, not that much difficulty. The skill ceiling on like landing smokes isn't like that much higher, but you can still do mollies. So I thought today I'd make a little video while I'm at home doing fucking nothing for doing some cool molly spots with Brimstone on bind attack side, as well as doing some like Sage slows and I think Viper mollies as well. The Viper trajectory is the same as Sage. It's actually the same as Brim, but his projectiles have a little bit more bounce to them, so you have to be a little bit different when you're aiming these. So here's an easy one we can start out with. This is for A-site heaven on the lip on the outside. So what you want to do is go up against this box all the way into the corner here. And then you're gonna basically just aim to like right where this leaf, the dark part of that leaf, meets this part of the leaf, and then like the little triangle that's like part of the sky right there. You just aim your crosshair there, pop your molly right over there, and you will see that A-site heaven lip is mollied out. And I think this is nice. I try to set up these things so that they're easy to line up. You know, you don't have to like look at the ground too often or anything like that, and that you can also do them in a safe spot. So this guy would have to push all the way out of showers and all the way to T side of showers in order to like hit you. I do have some lineups here too, which I'll show you in a second, but you know, I like using that box because it's a little safer. Alright, so the next one I want to show you with Brimstone's molly is in a very similar spot. You're going to be over here, right in the same spot pretty much. Pull out your molly, and what you want to do is you want to line up your crosshair right here on this little brick next to this tree. It's like kind of like right on the brick, the little line on it. You want to go a little bit above it because your molly, you want that to clear it, otherwise you're just going to hit yourself, and that kind of fucking sucks. But this is going to land in that right side cubby when you come out of showers. But you know, some people try to play that spot, but you know, we're just going to fucking toast them. Look at that. They're on fire. At the very least, they're going to have to back up to over here, which, you know, isn't the best spot for them to hold. Or they're going to have to be, they're going to be flushed out to like over here-ish. So for this next molly, you can go to that same box, but this time you're going to want to stand on top of this little single box, go all the way in as far as you can. And then from here, you're going to line it up like right in the middle of this like this horizontal leaf, if that makes sense. Like kind of like right there. I usually line it up with this like little gray line right here. And then yeah, just basically in the middle of it, and then you just pop it. And this one will go behind the A-side box, like right behind it, and it'll just flush shot whoever's back there. Super useful for, you know, your executing sites. You have like a couple smokes over here, you know, pop that molly, and they're just kind of like flushed out to like around here, or they'll have to go back. Easy site execute. So for this next molly, I have one right here. I think it's really useful for taking short sight. A lot of people try to play behind the double stack of boxes near short A. So this one's designed to flush them out for like an easy short A execute, you know. And I like having Brim up here because you can actually like activate a few smokes before you do it. And then this is the whole area we're gonna see it happen. So let's say you smoke these spots out. And then there's someone who's just really arrogant and just like kind of playing these boxes, and you're just like, yeah, you're not playing that spot anymore, bud. So you do that, and you're lining it up with this tree a little bit to the left, because if you go too far to the right, it's gonna not work, and you want to bank it off that metal railing. If you look at the line, it kind of bounces off the roof a little bit, and boom, that guy is not playing there anymore. He's either gonna have to fall back or he's gonna have to push forward, and your entry is just probably just gonna kill him instantly. So for this next molly, this is gonna be like a B-side execute. There's not a lot of good places I found to, you know, safely launch this from behind cover. Otherwise you kind of have to be like looking directly at it, and that kind of like defeats the purpose of like a rollout type smoke, or I guess not a smoke in this game, but like mollies and slows and all that jazz. But this is one of the places I found. So you want to like line up as perfectly as you can with this bottom step, and then you can just angle this. You want to line up with this like little shorter piece of wood that, you know, maybe one day it'll be like one of these big pieces of wood, but I think it might just stay short for the rest of its life, which kind of sucks. But anyway, you want to line it up to just about the straight height, and then just kind of pop it pretty close to the right side as well, in case you can see that. I hope you can see that though. That one like kind of flushes out this whole, just around this box area on the right. It's not like super useful, but maybe you'll probably find a situation where it is. Similar to that last one though, this one I find a little bit more useful. You do the same lineup, but you just go from like one step up higher. Now with that settled, you want to look at the exact same spot and maybe bring it up a little. Actually, I think bringing it up a little would probably help. Molly. And then this should bank off the roof and land right here, and this will molly out this little corner spot that people decide to hide in and for some reason think it's a good spot, even though it's just a one and done spot. I don't know, but it might prevent you from getting killed from that guy instead of having to trade that guy out. Alright, so that was it for Brim. Now we're gonna start doing Sage, and the Sage and Viper mollies are exactly the same, except I like doing Sage because their slows are fucking massive, whereas Viper's area of effect is like really tiny and just kind of, you just have to be way more precise with it, and it's just like kind of less effective overall. But so yeah, it's kind of hard to do like a rollout type utility usage from B-side because there's these huge buildings in the way. I'm sure there's still some cool spots you can do, but these are the ones that I came up with. So for this one, the easiest thing I had to line up for was like this little brick right here on the corner. You want to like put your crosshair like basically on the corner where that brick is. And this one kind of sucks because you have to own this area. You have to control this, which might give away the plan, like your whole plan's thing, if you're trying to use surprise. So you definitely want to have someone like watching along for you and making sure you have control. So for this one, you basically want to line it up right about here. Now it's hard to line up the crosshair itself, but you can kind of like line it up with the little water tank on the left side, or sorry, on the right side. But really, if you use a 1920 by 1080, I don't know if this will work with other aspect resolutions, but like you can line up the little dash on the very bottom of your monitor right here. It's like lined up right under this like little circular thing. If you like look down there, I'm like circling it with that dash, and I just like line it up just about here. And what this will do is this will hit elbow and a little bit into elbow connector, I believe. Yeah, so anyone playing here is just capital F fucked. They're like stuck here. Like, even though you can move around here, you're still fucking stuck because you can't walk through any of that unless you're Jet or something. Maybe a Raze. But for the most part, anyone who gets caught in that is absolutely fucked. So now, from the exact same spot, we have one for the backside as well. So I figured I might as well get that done with while we're here. Pop your slow. This time you're lining up your crosshair, and then you're kind of like imagining this is like a rectangle right here, and you're just kind of just like popping it right on the corner, the top right corner of where that rectangle would be. And just pop it. You gotta make sure you get through that like little slit though. But this should hit backsite and just slow the fuck out of anyone playing back here. Yeah, I mean they still have like that corner, but that's kind of it. They're just stuck. You can kind of just rush them. Your entry fragger would probably kill them. So yeah, that's that one. So for this next one, what you want to do is you want to go from A site, and you're gonna go into this corner right here with the pufferfish. Is that a pufferfish? I don't really know what that is. It's a pointy little boy though. So you're gonna go right next to the pointy boy all the way in the corner. What you want to do is you're gonna look at these power lines, and you're gonna go a little bit to the left and like align yourself right in the center of the smoke. Now you don't have to be super precise. You know, the smoke is moving as you can see, but like generally in the center of the smoke is pretty much always gonna hit this spot. So you're just gonna do that. You're just gonna move it down a little bit, maybe line it up with like this like little line on the left on the metal pipe, and just pop that. And so that's gonna hit CT U-haul and CT connector. So we'll check that out real quick. Yeah, so anyone trying to rotate around here is just fucked. So, you know, whoever your entry is just gonna pop in out of showers or something, just pop them. Or, you know, just take this area control and just plant for that side. And they just like are disabled for a little bit. Clear out of your hull, probably get a kill, something like that. Alright, so this next one is exactly the same as that one brim molly I had for double stack over here. So you're gonna line up on this ledge and just like make sure to line up on this leaf thing, but a little bit to the left so you don't like get stuck on the ceiling. Pop that. Well, you know, it's the exact same spot you hit you know, this double stack box right there. Yeah, potentially a pretty easy kill if you can catch that guy just, you know, holding it over there, if we know that he's over there or some shit. So another one though is you come to this angle once again, and then you kind of just pick like a spot here. I usually use just like kind of like where the white meets the gray here, and then just like, I don't know, like halfway up. You have to be super precise with this one. You just need to make sure it banks forward. So you just kind of launch it, it banks forward, and then boom, you've just slowed the guy who plays in this corner. So that guy, your entry is just gonna come in, boom boom, that guy's fucked. You are fucked. You should not be playing here anyway, you fucking idiot. Alright, so for this next one, this one's a little more dangerous because you do have to have shower control. Like, someone could like walk out there at any point. So you're gonna want to make sure that you have a friend watching that, or you have control of it somehow, like someone's already in there. But you know, stealthy's better, but that's kind of where we're at. This is kind of a really strong one because you hit U-haul for it, and you also hit inside of it a little bit. But it is kind of hard to line up than the other ones. So if you look at the top, see that little pointy thing under the timer, the pointy piece of like UI flare, you kind of like line it up in the middle of that dark gray box thing on the top of the screen, if that makes any sense. And then you can kind of just launch it. With the crosshairs, I don't know, you might want to make a rectangle between some of the other elements that you see on the screen. It is kind of hard to line up, like I said, and you probably can't use this if you're not using 1920 by 1080, but so you're gonna have to like probably try to figure out some way of lining out the crosshair in accordance with like all the other things. Maybe I'll just put a couple things on screen for that. But anyway, here's the molly, or the slow. Just kind of launch that, and this will hit T side of U-haul, and then a little bit inwards into U-haul as well. Right, so if you're holding here, once again, you are probably fucked. Another fun thing to note is that if you are able to land this slow right there, you can slow all that of that side of U-haul as well as this side. I haven't found a way to like safely bank something like that in there, but that would be a really powerful slow to figure out if someone's ever got that idea. So the last one I have for you is coming out the same spot right here in this little corner. Once again, it's a little dangerous, but you know, it's pretty useful. So what I'm doing here is I'm lining up with this little satellite peg thingy-majig, and I'm also lining up with like the center between this part and this like little yellow peg, and I'm making like a little rectangle there. So you know, just about right there. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you can go left or right depending on like what angle you want, depending on the result. But this should hit behind the A side boxes, and then, you know, left or right depending on if you want to get more of the left, more of the right, etc, etc. See, that was a little bit too far to the left, but it got this whole like transitional area right here, which is pretty strong. But if you go for a little bit to the right, it should cover the entire back of the box, and I'll show you how to do that. Just as an experiment, I suppose. Lining up that, yeah, a little bit more to the right here should do it. Probably about there. Let's go right there. That'd be a little bit too far to the right, bro. Get the job done. Yeah, that's about right. Maybe a little bit more to the left would have been better, but yeah, that's how you get A-side boxes slowed. And then, yeah, whoever's playing back there, you just pop up and shoot in the face a couple times, teabag them, spray them a little bit, just make your statement, and yeah, take the site. Well, that's all the slows and the mollies and all that jazz I had for you today on attack side bind. I'm hoping that there's gonna be more cool ones coming out, and I'd just really love to see, you know, when professionals start playing, you see those like crazy CS:GO looking like A-site executes, and you know, people getting fragged left and right, and like fights are over in the matter of seconds. That would be cool. It's part of CS:GO that I really love, and I was, you know, wanted this to be like a part of my contribution to make that happen in the community. But also I just like you know, pulling this kind of stuff out on people and just flexing on them, knowing that they can't do anything because their brains aren't fast enough to come up with a way to respond to it in such a short period of time. It just really makes my day. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a good time. Let me know if you want to see something on Haven. We have a couple smokes and mollies and all that jazz that we have set up for those sites, as well as we have more so on Split, to be honest, in Haven. But let me know if you guys are interested in those, or let me know if you find out some cool ones. Yeah, have a good day, and don't get corona.